Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to, oh, wait a minute for the lag. Welcome everybody to Hardcore Minecraft. I've always kind of wanted to do a hardcore series. I personally find it the most enjoyable. Probably clicked on this video and wondering what exactly do I mean by a meaningful Let's Play. Hey, I'm recording this while I was editing because I realized the explanation I gave in the moment of what the series was going to be is kind of rambly and don't think I ever actually got to explaining what this is about. Point of this series is to respect the game that is Minecraft while also having fun. To do this, I've kind of sort of gave myself some rules to better immerse myself in the experience of playing this game and also just to feel more connected to this world. So, to start off with, most obvious thing, hardcore. If I die, I'm dead, gone, game over. Pretty self explanatory. The second major thing, as you probably saw in the thumbnail, is no elytra. Elytra, while it's a great tool, I feel like it sort of robs you from having to traverse over the terrain, stops you from building minecart systems and ice boat tracks, and kind of removes those elements of the game, which I love. I love having to build infrastructure to get around better in my world. And beyond that, kind of sort of have just loose goals. I want to make every time I build a technical farm, I want to have something built around it, tell a story with this world. This village, this is like a weird spawn. Like normally I like being near like more mountains, but I'm liking this so far. This ain't too bad. A couple of not hard rules, but just kind of ideas I want to follow for the series. I want to build a connected world. I don't want to have just a bunch of farms lying around that feel disjointed and disconnected. I want this to be a fully fledged out, thought out world. Not gonna try. My idea is to try to get one kind of project done per episode. Thinking, just I mean, I guess I am breaking into your house, but that did feel a little rude. Not having an elytra will cause some problems, but now that the happy ghasts are going to be a thing, that's going to make things significantly easier for building. When I originally came up with this idea, they had not yet announced happy gas, but I'm really excited about that because it means I'll still have like some form of vertical transportation in this world that's going to be super useful. It's past noon, so probably either want to start making a house or find a cave and go mining. Ooh, okay. Before I actually go in there, I should probably make some food. Let's see if I can take out the skeleton without having to cancel this series on episode 1. Okay, yeah, that bow definitely had power something on it. That was a lot of damage. What was that, like half of my health? Yeah. I've played hardcore before. My longest lasting world was about 6 months. Hopefully this one goes longer than 6 months. I'll try to be a little more careful about the risks I take. In case you don't know, a good tip for playing in third person, if you look at where like your neck would be, where your head meets the rest of your body, if you think of that as being your cursor, like that's where your cursor is for mining. Try to find a safe way in this cave. Actually, wait, I just remembered I have iron. There's no reason why I should be risking my life so much when I could have made a shield. Cook up my food as well. Caving has definitely gotten a lot more dangerous ever since the Caves and Cliffs update. Caves used to be small. It is kind of nice to have them bigger. That also means more opportunities for a creeper to jump on top of you and kill you and before you even know what's happening. I watch some hardcore YouTube and I'm always curious. I've never seen an episode of a hardcore series where somebody has died. I don't religiously watch, and Philza is, he got famous because he died in hardcore, so obviously he did. But no, I was just thinking, like, what if while filming the second episode, I die? Depending upon how I record and edit these, the first episode is already out. Maybe I never release this, but that would be so awkward to start a new series just for it to instantly end. I think that's what makes hardcore compelling, though. Everybody knows that it could end at any minute. I don't have everything planned out, but I do have. Shoot. I I keep forgetting that one skeleton is a serious fight for my life. One of my inspirations for making this series is a YouTuber by the name of E01. If you don't already know who he is, he's a OG Minecraft YouTuber. He still makes stuff, but his content has always been just vanilla Minecraft Let's Play. He's amazing at Redstone too, and just overall a great player, which is part of why he's so popular. But all his content since the beginning has just been simple Minecraft playthroughs. And that's kind of something I want to emulate here. Um, of course, I'm not gonna be not trying to be him, but that's the kind of style, laid back, enjoyable gameplay. The reason I bring this up is because in his main Let's Play series, where he's been playing the same world for, geez, probably 10, 12 years. It's been a long time. He does a thing where at the end of every episode, he does the comment of the day, where he responds to a comment somebody left on a video, whether it's a question for him or just saying, hey, I enjoy it when you do blah, blah, blah. And he just talks about it, gives advice, or just tells more about his life. I want to do something similar. Every episode, I'm not planning on responding to a comment. Occasionally, I think I'll do that. But the idea is more to each day have a written record of maybe what we did that day or just something to look back on as this series goes on. In case there happened to be a... Ooh. Oh, okay. So it's not a cave spider, which I thought it might be, which made my heart drop. Did that spider have strength? Let's see, things like this are a death trap. Like, ravines will just straight up kill you in hardcore. I am not messing with that. Ooh, diamonds. One fear I also have is that partway through the series, I might completely forget that this is hardcore and just end up accidentally ending my career. Just like, oh, I guess I'll die to go back to spawn, and then that's how the series ends. Oh, interesting. I've never actually seen one of these large veins before, where you have like the block of solid ore. Okay, so I was just about to complain about how full my inventory was when I just remembered bundles exist. I'm just gonna grab a bunch of this random stuff, throw it in a bundle. I don't know if my it's it's gonna be picked up by my mic, but there's a bus stop by my house, and I thought the hissing of the brake system was a creeper about to blow me up. Rails while we're here. Oh, this is a battle for the ages. Okay, they're gonna fight. Actually, you know what? I'm good not dealing with this. Yeah, I took a look at that cave and decided it's not worth it, right? Um, hopefully there's... That villager gave me a heart attack. Finished our first mining trip. Think this is a good haul, a lot of coal, a lot of iron. When I started recording, I had the goal of just building a house today, but I feel like I should do more. I don't really like the idea of making just a little shack and then calling it a day. My goal for the end of this episode is to build a nice home. Okay, it's got to be nice, and be prepared to perhaps finish the Nether, maybe even the game. Maybe not, maybe not the game, but want to at least be prepared to enter the Nether and get a lot of progress. I don't think I've heard this track before. I just let it play. Alright, it is the next Minecraft day. I did some running around the island, or the land here. It appears that we're on this kind of large island. We have that island over there, this one that we spawned on. I can't tell if this is a large island. I ran over there a good while, and I couldn't tell if it was stopping or not. But yeah, there are a lot of animals on this island. It makes me very sad that saddles aren't craftable yet. I think I've decided to build our house here, highest point in the area. We have it overlooking this area over here. Don't have all the details worked out, but this is a rough area. And speaking of the village, gonna run over here and lock a few villagers in their houses so that when the time comes, not all our villagers are dead. Yep, and enjoy your stay. Lovely Turch, don't leave. Hey friends, let's bring let let's let's bring the party inside. Okay, you guys are a lost cause. Okay. Just gonna set up shop here a little bit so the inventory isn't so crowded. Okay. The idea might change and evolve over time, but I'm thinking have a part of the house that comes out here, kind of sort of follows the terrain. So we have this nice outlook over here. Then maybe we'll have like a cylindrical part over here, that will kind of be the main part of our house. What do you think about it, Cal? Is it a good idea? Well, not everybody is always going to agree, but you know what? Sometimes you just need to follow your heart. My heart says to do this. Oh, a wandering trader. Your goods are currently not used to me, buddy. I'm back. While the rest of our iron finished smelting, I got a little carried away designing the boundaries of this house. I was thinking of getting started, but we do not have wood for the outside, and I was thinking of using stone brick. We somehow went all that time mining, coming back with only 3 cobblestone. So I think a second mining trip is in order to get the rest of our materials. On top of getting stone and everything else we need, it would also be nice if we could happen upon some saddles, because there are so many horses here. This looks more dangerous, but more promising. But I don't want to risk it. Oh, it's the fireflies. This is my first time playing in the new update, and so it's my first time seeing some of these things. Okay, so you don't need shears. That's cool. Take those back to the base. Look at all this leaf litter. Really adds like an extra dimension to this game. Chop down a few of these trees to get extra wood, but part of me is tempted just to make a boat and sail kind of closer to home and just pop in a random cave there. Because as much as I want like more iron and diamond and stuff, honestly you can just mine for stone in any old place. Ooh, I forgot you can make a chest boat. Let's make a chest boat. Okay. This is a shipwreck. Oh, there's a new sound for your there's a new sound for your bubbles going down. I didn't know that. Okay. Not amazingly, but decent haul. Oh, there are firefly bushes right there. uh, I probably walked right past them and didn't notice them. Big bean area. Gonna attempt to make this slightly safer. This isn't the smartest idea in the world. Okay, follow this down. I keep forgetting that I need cobblestone in order to make the base I want to make, so I guess I'll just tunnel downwards and see what I find. I thought of this question way back when I mentioned how more dangerous caves became after Caves and Cliffs, but I'm curious, what update did you guys start playing Minecraft? I started playing Minecraft around 2013, and I can't remember what exact update came out, but I know I started playing before Elytra's and the first end update came out. Because I remember being excited. I'm like, what? You can fly in Minecraft? And I was just so taken aback by it. I'm like, oh, there's these, like, structures in the end now. I'd also be curious to know what your guys' favorite Minecraft update is. If I had to choose one update, I think it might have been the aquatic update. Like, the oceans were just so bare bones before. And then, I think, like, the most underrated part of that also is, the introduction of swimming. Because I think some people forget, but before 1.13, swimming was not a feature in this game. Like, you got in the water and you just sort of bobbed. You couldn't go fast at all. Okay. I really don't want to be messing with this underwater cave, but it feels like I'm being forced into it. Okay. These caves are safe in terms of the fact that no monsters can really spawn, but still not my favorite. Okay, there's a massive cave underneath here that I will not be exploring. Okay. Let me figure out what to do here. Okay, I have the door there so I can clearly see my exit. Dang it, this cave is massive. This cave might not be the massive death trap I was afraid it might be. Still, I don't want to take any risks. But no, like, see, look at all these monsters that are just chilling down there. Oh, diamonds. That is what I like to see. Let me throw away some of this junk. Alright, let's grab these diamonds. I decided I do not want to mess with that. So I am going to carve out a little area here. Some stuff in here. And I'm gonna do some Y11 strip mining. Alright, so I've been mining for a while, but I decided to resume the recording because I heard an Enderman nearby. Which I think means hopefully there's a cave nearby. Oh, there's a sound of that. Okay. Here we are. Okay. I like this. Let's see if I can make a little cubby here to kill this Enderman. And not die in the process. No pearl, unfortunate. That's why I play zoomed out. Yeah, so I had been mining for a while, kind of in a weird pattern, because I was mostly focused on getting cobblestone, but I did mark out here, because this is the first and only set of diamonds I found while mining, and thought we'd share the experience, but that was before I realized I would find that cave and get really lucky. run to make sure there isn't gonna be something jumping on my head. I think I'm just gonna leave our boat there. Hopefully I don't forget it's there. Not that it will really matter since home's right here. I'm really pleased with how that mining trip went. That went a lot better than I expected. Still a little disappointed we never ran into any dungeon or structure. Would have been really nice to get a saddle for a horse. Boom, 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 doo, doo. Alright, I'm back. As you see, got a little bit more work done. Uh, grabbed some sand for windows later. Grabbed copper and coal over from where we spawned in. Just grabbing all the stuff around there. And I realized as I was setting some of this up, I never probably properly explained kind of my thought process. So, gonna have this central area where kind of have these two main craft stations here. Have all your furnaces. Over here is gonna be where a lot of our storage is. Have some stonecutter crafting. We'll expand that later. Then over here is sort of the bedroom. It's where our bed is at least. Other stuff. I decided to go with copper here. I like how this copper looks, and I'm gonna let it all age because I think the green will look nice. And then over here, I'm thinking eventually we'll have a bubble elevator or something similar. So I'm thinking eventually we can add a basement here for villager trading or whatever else we think we need in our main home base. I had just stopped the recording, but I had to turn it on because this beehive just spawned here. Yeah, so I guess we'll have a source of honey, and it's just that easy. Okay, so I just got back from a bunch of strip mining and in the process of smelting all the stone. But I had a thought while I was down there strip mining where it's at some point might find a better way to get cobblestone, but I was thinking, I've just been going down to I've been going down here where we did our second big mining trip every time I need more stuff. But I'm thinking might be cool, eventually. We think into the future, down there, we'll have like a little mine set up. Will just look like a little mine, and then we'll eventually have like a bridge connecting these two islands. And there'll be other stuff there, but we could set up a more permanent strip mine over there. Might be nicer than jumping into this random cave every time I need more materials. Alright, little progress update. Put in the windows here. Finish this flooring. added this little wall for the bedroom. Have most everything figured out except for the roof. Roofs are, if you've tried building in this game, annoying. Added this window here so we can see the sunset at night. I also ended up trapping a wandering trader in here. Hopefully he doesn't end up accidentally letting mobs in. But then I also added this side door so we can access this side of the property easier without having to run all the way around. Yeah, and I didn't mention it before, but yeah, growing the sugarcane up there. Now, I have some ideas on how I might want to do the roof. Huh. Well, I think I'm gonna get free llamas and free leads out of that. But, okay, use dirt as scaffolding here. I start with, like, an overhang. Get an idea of how this looks. Okay. I don't hate it. I think this is kind of the look I was going for. Maybe it's flat. And then comes up again. And then from the inside, yeah. I think I might continue that to up and up once more. Because if I check F3, okay, no, we'll stop here. I want it to end on a 0.5. See, if you look at my Y coordinate, I'm ending it with a death halfway up a block. That means monsters can't spawn here. I do not want my roof to be a monster party. Now, I am gonna have to probably figure out some lighting tricks for here and here, these top slabs, to stop mobs from spawning, but as it is currently, most of my roof should be mob spawn proof if I do it this way. I think this design is going to work well for the majority of the roof. My issue, however, is going to be figuring out this raised part. So I have this, and then of course I have like this part jutting out. How do I want to mend these two roofs together? It could be very simple, because it happens to be the same height as the rest of the ceiling. So I'm gonna try covering it over and seeing how that looks. Thinking maybe I can get away with... I don't have an elytra. I just assumed I would be able to elytra crouch into there. Okay. Yeah. I think I like that better. Yeah, so the roof's done. No, it's subject to change in the future, but yeah. I'm really happy with how this looks for, but I think there's just a few things we can do to spruce it up before we go. Oh, I don't feel confident that I will survive fighting that guy. I think that's going to conclude this first episode. I think the outside of the house could use a little bit more work still, but, you know, this isn't final. This house, I imagine, will continue to grow over the series. I'm quite proud with the progress we made today. You know, I think next episode, with a little bit more work, we might make it to the Nether. Yeah, this was fun. I quite enjoyed this, and as I mentioned before, I just wrote up this short little journal, kind of summarizing what happened today through the guise of a character, somebody who just woke up here. And I'm thinking next episode or future episodes can respond to people's comments, or if I have a topic I want to talk about at the end of the episode, we can dive into it. But I think it would just be nice to have a little collection of things after each episode. I think that's going to be all from me today. Hope you all enjoyed. Please leave a comment. Tell me on what you liked, what I can improve. You know, I'm still trying to figure out this whole YouTube thing. But again, hope you enjoyed. Take care.